Previously, our adventurers had been shot from a catapult by Crazy Clay into these arid desert mountains in hopes of finding the monster doctor. And as they went searching, they ran across a myriad of random and crazy people. And as going through this, they finally found the monster doctor. And after Decaria is finally no longer a basilisk, they decided to go and meet the oracle known as Carl upon the monster doctor's discretions. Upon meeting with Carl, they found out that they'd best be needed in the Elven Kingdom. That's where they headed to next with Crazy Clay's crazy catapults, sending them all the way to the Elven Kingdom, causing our adventurers to literally crash down into the walls of the castle. Welcome to Dungeon Tales! My name is Chris, I'm your DM this evening, and first we're going to start off with a quick round of character introductions, starting with Tyler.
Hi, my name is Tyler. I play Philip Butler Jr., a human ranger.
Okay, Chaz?
Hi, my name is Chaz Smith. I play Steve Erickson, a half-elf fighter.
And Gabie.
Hi, my name is Gabie, and I play Decaria, a fire genocide sorcerer.
Excellent. So, where we last left off, you guys were just flung from the catapult from Crazy Clay, and you just landed in the throne room. Well, Steve not so luckily in the throne room. The king just is startled by your sudden appearance into his throne room, and he says, "Oh boy, entertainment with dinner tonight. Man. Anyways, guards, seize them." And suddenly guards that are just, they seem bulkier than any elf should be. Possibly steroids, but you don't know. And they grab all of you, including Steve. They drag him inside. And you're now all in...
Hold on. I don't think they saw Steve, because I'm on top of the stone.
No, you hit the wall. You didn't hit the roof.
Heard that. What?
You hit the wall, not the roof.
Oh, I thought it was in the roof.
No, you're like the stunt double in Back to the Future 2 when she hit the column.
Okay, but I'm on the outside.
Yeah, like I said, the guards grab you too and bring you inside.
You sure they saw me? I couldn't do like a stealth check or something like that.
Okay, how about this? If you really want to roll a stealth check, you have extreme disadvantage. Meaning I'll make you roll 2 more times, and you take the worst roll out of anything.
That sounds like a challenge.
Steve just rolling that 20 3 times in a row.
That's all I gotta do, right?
Yeah.
So Chaz, what'd you roll?
The first one was a 10. The second one was 21. And number 3 was 21.
I call bullshit,
So
but
I
I
go
can't.
with the 10.
I don't see your rolls.
It actually did. 21.
Well, whatever. Anyways.
But, I mean, my lowest roll was a 10.
So, yeah, you hit the ground with a loud thud, and you just hear from right behind you, like, that must have hurt. And suddenly some guys pick you up and drag you into the throne room.
It did hurt. Are you taking me to the infirmary?
No. Anyways.
Why?
So, all 3 of you guys are now in front of the king, and the king then says to you, "So why have you interrupted my dinner? And what do you have to say for yourselves?"
Well, Your Majesty, I would just like to start off with saying that we were catapulted here by Crazy Clay.
Okay, I'm done listening to the lies of a half-blood. Can one of the purebloods tell me what happened?
Is he speaking Elvish or Common?
He's speaking Common. His accent's thick, I understand, but it's Common.
So, I guess I'm, what did he say? Full blood or true blood?
Full blood.
Full blood?
As in someone who's not a mix between races.
Okay, that's racist.
Elves, man.
Rude.
Okay.
Sort of disrespect I got every day. Look at you.
I take a step forward and I say, "My lord, we didn't mean to intrude in your building. We were flung here in a catapult. That's the whole story."
Alright, I want you to roll a charisma check. And then, did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, I'm just looking at him with, like, puppy dog eyes. Like, please don't kill me.
Okay.
22.
So he goes, Alright, I believe you. It came from a full blood, therefore, it must be true. Then what should I do with you?
Yes, my body is full of blood.
Sorry. It's an elven racial slur that means of the full descent as opposed to this half-blood imbecile you brought with you. I hope he's a slave or something in your party.
He is.
What? Oh, wow.
Oh, good.
He fights for us.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
He
always
does the
good.
dirty work.
It's always good to have a combat slave. I have like 50,000 myself. But
Okay. I gotta say.
I'm sorry, but you need to
No.
discipline your slave. He's talking out of turn.
Wow.
If no one hits him, I will.
So I turned to Steve and I hit him.
Roll for damage.
No, really?
Yes.
What do I roll?
Just unarmed strike. Under actions, it should be an unarmed strike if you roll down.
It just says 4.
Yeah, you did 4 damage. Alright, so she slaps you, causing 4 damage. Anyways, you guys have come at an interesting time. You see, we're about to be invaded by this massive horde of orcs. And, at first I was thinking just to cast you all to the dungeons, but if you guys are smart enough to make a half-elf your slave, you're smart enough to fight in the war.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent. I'm glad you guys are all excited.
Yeah, so excited.
So I get down on one knee and I take my fist and I put it up across my chest and say, "It would be an honor to fight for you, my liege."
I understand that's a sign of respect, but you just flicked me off in Elven Sign Language, so please don't do that again.
Okay, I'm sorry, dude.
It's okay.
I was trying to be all cool and stuff, and honorable.
That's fine. You don't need to talk to me anymore. We're going to send you guys to the front lines now. Bye-bye!
Okay.
To the front lines of the fighting?
And so you all get sent to the front lines of the actual city, where there's a whole bunch of other scraggly-looking people that could be adventurers, could be just random people they abducted to put as fodder, but you're not entirely sure. And you have these thousands of people right outside their city, and you look across the ways, and you see this massive horde of orcs. Insane amount, enough to decimate continents. And it's just an awing sight to see. First off, what do you guys do when you first come across this entrance by the front gate?
Is there a quartermaster?
Yes. You'll be... Well, no, not really. There's someone above the quartermaster. Someone who's higher in rank, but does all the functions.
Why is there no quartermaster?
Don't ask questions.
Okay. But he's doing the quartermaster job?
Yeah, you'll understand in a sec.
Okay, so I go up to him and go, I need a bow and a bunch of arrows.
Don't we all? You're shit out of luck, my friend. You have 4 short swords, don't you? You just throw those.
I point to the bow and quiver arrows on his back and go, "Can I just have that one?"
That's true, I don't need them. So he takes off his bow and his quiver. He gives it to you.
Nice.
And he goes, and you look at this quartermaster, and you look at him, and you see he has this weird bucket hat with these eye holes on them that just covers the first half of his face, but it's this dark red, almost a maroon. And he's in this dark red armor, and you look to his side, and he's holding what looks like a crescent wrench. It's just this dark red crescent wrench, which from the looks, actually, can you guys do a perception check for me?
14.
I got a 7.
11.
Alright, so Philip's the only one who really notices that his crescent wrench wasn't really red before, but it's now drenched in red liquid that has now caked and dyed his crescent wrench. And you notice on his lapel it says General Dwight. He says, "Now, you guys ready to kill some orcs?" And he just has this crazy smile on his face. Looks like he may have lost his sanity in the battleground a long time ago.
Okay, so I turn to Philip and Steve and I ask, why are we fighting again? What are we doing?
Oh, because you guys demanded that I was your fucking combat slave.
I know, but...
Slapped me and brought me fucking here. We could have fought off the guards or something. I don't know.
No, but why, what do we need from the Lord guy?
Oh, we were just told that we do the most good here.
Oh, yes, from our palm reading, basically.
Yeah, remember that happened like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know.
From Carl.
Yes.
It was the whole getting, falling and landing on my feet and everything. I forgot some stuff.
Okay,
yeah,
so,
I get that.
Can we get back to the story now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can. And while you guys are all talking, suddenly the horns of a battle cry starts to go off. And you see the orcs start charging towards you.
I grab Steve and Decay's shoulder, like their shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
and then we start walking back into the crowd.
Okay.
Like we're not gonna fight?
Chris, I have a question.
Is
it just one orc that's running towards us right now?
No, it's a huge mass.
Okay.
Yeah, but you also have like a mass of people around you. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to roll battle initiative for everybody who's around you because that'd be forever.
Well, I was asking, like, it's not like the orcs are sending a messenger, right? They're just charging.
They're just charging.
Orcs don't do that, dude.
Well, I didn't think so, but, I'm just checking. Okay. All right. So, I think what Steve is going to do is follow. Everyone's going to follow Phil back. Yeah, we're walking back. We're going to let these adventurers go, ahead of us, and we got to step back and perceive the situation. So I think that's what I'm going to do is roll a perception check, see what the hell's going on. 15.
Alright, so as you guys back out of the crowd of adventurers, you suddenly find yourself back against the shields of the Elven guards and the Elven army, and they're pressing you forward. You can't seem to go back any further, and there's no breakage in the line, and there's no way for you to escape. It's either you fight now and die at the hands of the orcs, or you try to run. And as you try to run, you notice that there's other people who try to do the same, and they're instantly slain by the Elven army.
Okay, how far are the orcs?
The orcs are about 500 feet in front of you, but they're moving closer every second.
Is there a way, like, Decaria, do you have a spell that can, like, amplify my voice or something? Because maybe I could charm their leader and just convince this army to go somewhere else.
I'm looking, and I'm trying to remember if I have anything like that.
I don't think any of you guys have thaumaturgy.
Yeah, I think that's just a bard thing, right?
No, it's a cleric. I mean, anyone can learn it.
None of us decided to.
I think anyone can learn it.
Actually, now that you mention it, I think I could have learned it. I didn't decide. But
so, fault's on you. Should have luck. All right. So,
God is very mean today.
God is grumpy. Do you guys try to fight the Elven Guard, or do you guys try to fight the orcs?
No, I think we're going to forget about the Elven Guard because they're going to die momentarily anyways. Now, on my perception check, talk to me about, we have this, like, stone gate entrance, right?
So, the entrance is... You see this fortified castle wall that seems to go all around the city. And the gate, the iron gate, has now closed on it. And there's wooden doors behind it. and you assume there's more stone support structures keeping it more shut. So even
Okay, so we're already outside.
you're already outside. You guys can either go forward, or you can try running to the left far enough, or to the right far enough, but from where you are, you're sort of smack dab in the center of the fight.
Okay. Is there anything
Okay.
where if I threw like something fiery, it would like catch on fire? Like, is this kind of like dead grass? Is it just like what are we on?
You want to roll a perception check?
Yes.
I got a crazy idea. So, we got
It
some
was
monster
6.
potions left.
Is how much?
It was 6, but then it was 19 because I kept clicking on
Oh,
it.
Oh, it
yeah,
was 6.
shit, yeah.
So, you
So each of us could drink a monster potion, which would make us a strong monster, and then we could defeat this entire army.
But then we would have to get turned back. That just seems like too much work. You can do it. I already went through that. I'm over it. But you are welcome to do it.
I think
Okay.
it would only work if all 3 of us did it.
Hey, so, which potions do we have left?
Oh my god.
All right, so the potions you guys have left, 1 second here, is you guys have the gray storming one with lightning, you have the shadowy one, you have the golden liquid, you have the one full of feathers, and you have the one that's full of green oozing slime.
Okay, so I grabbed the shadowy one and drink it.
Oh my god.
Okay. So suddenly, Philip just chugs this potion, and he
Hey,
is,
What's it taste like?
That's important.
yeah, okay. It tastes like battery acid.
Oh, what?
You know, it's not
How
like,
does he know what battery acid tastes like?
I'm
There's
sorry,
no
it tastes like
batteries.
semen, if that's better.
I know what semen tastes
Ew.
like.
Apparently.
Yeah, sometimes your drinking habit just went too far. But,
Oh, come on.
I'm joking. It doesn't taste like semen, and you don't have a drinking problem. But
Well, he does have a drinking
He
problem.
does.
No,
have
I
a
have an alcohol admiration.
it's not a problem, it's a solution. But no, okay, well, it doesn't taste nice. Like, it tastes like the texture makes you feel like you just swallowed a whole bunch of tentacles. And it's like this really, like, dark sensation. And it tastes a lot like soy sauce. Like, you thought you had, like, some really shit sushi once you were drinking this. But you have no idea what the fuck sushi is. And it's like this really weird sensation going down your throat.
Oh, it tastes like sushi. What's sushi?
Exactly.
What does he turn into?
And suddenly you see all distinctive traits of Philip sort of just melts away, and like this dark covering goes over him, and suddenly he seems to be nothing more than just this black figure, and he now looks like a shadow. And
Am I a demon?
mm,
A dementor?
you
I'm a
look
dementor.
you look similar to a Dementor, but no, you're not a
Give me your
Dementor.
happiness.
Here, let me pull it up on the monster manual so I can show you what I'm talking about. Or describe it better, anyways.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We're like, oh man, he turned into Peter Pan's shadow.
That's right. Peter Pan's the real villain this whole time.
Oh god.
Okay. So, yeah, you're really just this... Oh, actually, I also need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Tyler specifically.
Yeah, Tyler specifically.
11.
Okay. So, Tyler, your consciousness actually starts to fade to black. And
Oh, wow.
and you don't seem to be having control of your body anymore.
Oh, no.
But you're still there. And you can still observe and things like that.
But I'm like in the back seat.
Yeah, you're the backseat driver in your own body now, which is now this dark figure. And it's like
in Supernatural when
Yes!
evil possesses someone.
yeah, similar to that. And you are just, your figure is like a cross between a Dementor and Slenderman, where you're sort of like a Dementor where you have the dark ghostly figure like going with you, but your face is incredibly smooth. You don't suddenly have a business suit, in case you're wondering.
Okay.
Man, my face is so smooth.
And suddenly you have this dark figure. It starts to attack the adventurers that are near it. And it starts to suck away their life force. Yeah, it just takes them away. It just goes up to one adventurer, puts its hand into its chest, and just pull out all this force. And suddenly the body dies limp. And it just keeps...
Philip, wrong guys. Those guys over there.
And he just keeps pressing forward through the adventurers, killing them one after another.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway, so Philip's on a murder spree, or Philip.
Awesome.
And he's not using any of his weapons. He's just using his hands and killing people through life force absorption.
So my plan is sort of working.
What if Steve and I like run ahead and like try to get people out of the way so that Philip can get to the orcs?
I start yelling, "Monster! Monster!"
Sounding fucking Shaggy. Alright, so both of you guys roll a d20. That's what you guys want to do.
That's what I want to do.
Okay.
What are we doing? Because I just yelled monster.
Roll a d20 so that they can hear you.
Well, I just want to get people out of the way, basically.
Okay.
I rolled a 17.
Alright, so you succeed in getting people to make a little bit of a path. But as he keeps going down the path, he keeps killing people.
I rolled a 9.
Yeah, you yell monster and everyone's like, yeah, whatever.
We know.
There's fucking orcs in front of us.
You see? There's a fucking army of them. No, not them.
And you notice while you're yelling monster, there's actually a whole bunch of goblins that are charging in front of the orcs.
Aw, Steve.
I start feeling a little itch in my fingers. And then I summon my crossbow to my hands.
Steve lets out a shriek of excitement.
It's lion time!
Okay. Anyways, so did anyone else want to drink a potion or?
I'm good.
Oh, no. After seeing Tyler lose control, Steve loses any thirst for drinking one of these.
So then suddenly, as you see, Philip is on his way charging up to the monsters. You see right up next to him is General Dwight, who's just yelling with his red crescent wrench above his head and swinging as he keeps getting closer to the goblins and just killing 3 of them at a time.
Oh, damn.
And he's just charging through, and he's going right through all the goblins and straight to the orcs.
Good for him.
Good, Dwight.
So, am I advancing towards the orcs?
You're now advancing towards the orcs because Dacaria cleared the adventurers out of the way, causing you to really just have a straight path to go through. What do you guys do now?
We watch Tyler just do this, kill everyone.
Yeah, just kill all the orcs.
No, I have my crossbow out, and if they're close enough, I'm going to start aiming for goblins and start picking them off.
In that case, I guess everyone should roll initiative.
Including
me?
Philip?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. I was going to roll for you, but who knows? Maybe you'll get cured this episode. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and maybe he could at least, gain some control, right? Like,
Maybe.
every turn, he can do, like, a saving throw or something to try and get control back.
I'll think about it.
I rolled a 6.
Okay.
Chris is like, no. Sorry. Start rolling up another character sheet.
Not yet.
I got a 16.
Okay, and what'd you get?
Oh, benevolent and merciful God.
Oh, good. And what'd you get, Steve?
16.
Alright, you both got 16. So, and let's see, what did Dwight get? Dwight got a 19. So, Dwight just keeps rolling through the goblins, and he uses his crescent wrench, and he whips through. Yeah, he kills like another 8 more goblins with just a few swings of his crescent wrench. And he's now up to the orcs, And you notice amongst the orcs, there's these bigger red ones that are also among them. And they seem to be even angrier than normal orcs for some reason. But you've never seen this before, even though you guys aren't orc experts. But you've never seen like this enraged reddened monster before. And anyways, Philip, it is your turn. And yeah, I will let you do a wisdom saving throw. I just want the first roll, not the 1700 that you just did.
It was 11.
Okay. So
He's getting there.
you start to seem to be fighting this shadowy figure in your own consciousness. But right now it's winning. It's sort of like you throw a punch at this thing and it somehow got itself into a chokehold around you. And you find yourself not winning this fight right now. But I will come back to you in a second. In the meantime, it's now your turn, Steve.
The goblins and the orcs and whatnot, they're still pretty far away, right?
From you and Decaria, yeah.
Like how far?
Okay.
They're about 200 feet from you guys now.
Alright, so I used my crossbow to aim at one of the goblins. I got a 15.
Yeah, and roll for damage.
6 damage.
Alright, so that one goblin goes down.
And then I aim and another goblin. That one wasn't aim.
So you aim to shoot again, and you miss. So the goblins charge forward even closer, and they're now about 150 feet away from you guys. You see these goblins start shooting bows and throwing rocks. Alright, so you see a whole bunch of adventurers around you guys get sort of hit in the head and go unconscious from these rocks, and some of them get completely decimated by arrows. And Steve, what's your AC again?
It's 16.
And you get an arrow piercing your shoulder, causing 5 damage.
Assholes.
It is now Decaria's turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my crossbow, and I'm going to take aim at one of the goblins. Oh wow, that's sad. I got an 8 to hit.
So you aim to hit, and you miss.
Well, yeah.
It's like you guys haven't been using ranged attacks in a while.
Well, Steve did fine.
He did okay. But anyways, so you guys are going through. You suddenly feel this like wave of magic go past you, and suddenly,
A wave of magic.
just a wave, like like a tidal wave. But it doesn't seem to affect you guys at all, and just goes over the whole horde or the whole collection of adventurers, and wipes out all the goblins
And the orcs?
just the goblins.
Oh.
All the goblins are now dead, and you still have roughly 1,000 orcs in front of you.
When all the goblins fall, Steve drops to his knees and goes, yeah!
Yeah, I was going to say, Steve's interest in this battle just declined quite a bit. Alright, I guess I'll kill some fucking orcs.
Yeah, you can be Steve Orc Slayer.
That's right.
Alright, so while you guys are fighting, you see General Dwight is also fighting with you guys, but he's ahead of you all. And he's just causing more and more stuff to occur, where he is, like, his crescent wrench is just getting bloodier and bloodier. He runs up and he goes and he kills. So he kills 2 orcs with 3 swings of his crescent wrench.
Damn.
It's sort of like he smashes one head in, and he goes to the next one, he smashes his head in, but he felt like it wasn't enough, so he smashed it again, and the orc is dead. You suddenly see he's being overwhelmed by other orcs, and he's being attacked, and he's like, well, what the fuck are you guys doing? You gonna fight? You're gonna die like pussies. He's bleeding. His bucket helmet comes off, and you see this gorgeous blonde hair comes out, and you realize this is an elf, and he looks like crazy different than most other elves. Like, he has elven ears, blonde fair hair, but he is jacked. Like, he is fucking jacked.
So basically the opposite of Steve.
Wow.
Burn.
Wow. I'm also jacked. Okay.
Well, let's
Just
say
not
he's like
using
5 times
steroids
jacked
like
than
that
you
guy.
are. and he's fighting all these orcs, and he is taking a lot of blood. I'm sorry, a lot of damage is what I meant to say. He's taking a lot of blood. Yeah, he's just drinking all that shit.
Give
Give
me
me
that.
your
Give
blood.
me that.
Yeah, no.
I'll take that blood, and that blood, and that blood.
Well, I have to wait my turn, right?
Yeah, you have to wait your turn.
Okay, so guys, go.
Alright, so
It's
now
Philip's turn, yeah.
it is Philip's turn.
Do a wisdom saving throw.
Yep. Alright, so you get this chokehold on you. It's getting tighter and tighter. And you keep clawing at this shadowy arm that's around your neck. And you just feel like your consciousness fading even deeper and deeper.
Am I still killing orcs?
And you see the shadowy figure as you're fading in consciousness is just attacking these orcs. And they try to attack it, and they hit it with like blunt objects and sharp swords and maces and things. And it takes the damage, but it doesn't seem to do as much. And it just keeps pushing forward, killing orc after orc.
Sweet.
And it is now Steve's turn.
So this time I'm going to aim my crossbow at the orcs, particularly the ones that are overwhelming Dwight. But I'm not going to use my crossbow as a crossbow. I'm just going to shoot my magic missile, make it look like it's coming out of my crossbow. It's them orcs.
One orc, or are you aiming at multiple orcs?
So let's put it this way. How many orcs are currently overwhelming Dwight?
Let's say about 7 of them.
I'll just go with one for right now.
Okay.
Like one that's right on top.
So roll to hit, or roll for
Yep.
damage, I mean.
I did. It's 3 for each.
3 for each, and then what level spell?
Level 1.
So you hit this orc. It took the damage, but it doesn't seem like it's dying anytime soon. And it just turns to you sort of angrily and starts charging towards you. And it's actually now it's now that orc's turn. He does. Alright, so he takes his great axe and he swings it towards your head.
I touch.
You don't. He does 16 damage. I'm sorry, not 16. He does 14 damage, chopping into your shoulder.
Ouch.
How are you doing health-wise, by the way?
I'm now at 14.
And you see these orcs start ripping apart at Dwight, and Dwight takes about... Oh, jeez. He takes about 52 damage from all these attacks against him. But he's still standing, even though he's coughing up blood, spitting it out, and he's fighting back. And it is now Decaria's turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my magic missile, and I have 5 damage.
Okay, what level spell?
3rd level.
3rd level. Okay, so that's 5 missiles?
It says count plus 2.
Yeah, so 5. So that you said it was
5.
5, so that's 25 damage. So are you aiming at one orc or?
I would like to kill the one that hurt Steve, and then any remaining to just one that's near the guy,
Dwight.
Dwight.
So you send one missile towards Steve.
No.
Sorry, Steve's the orc that's attacking Steve.
Yes.
Clarification. She fucking kills Steve. You heard it here first, guys. But anyways, she sends a missile towards the orc killing Steve, and then she sends 4 more missiles towards another orc around Dwight, and both of them die.
Just until, like, if 2 of it kill one, then I want to use the other 2 on another one.
I understand.
Okay.
That's why I delineated the way I did.
Okay.
So, the one in front of Steve died, and
Okay.
one of the 7 that was by Dwight died.
Fine.
Okay, and Philip just comes out of nowhere, and he also attacks Dwight. And he doesn't kill Dwight, but he's just rampaging.
Okay, wait. Oh, fuck. I have to wait my turn.
Yep, and it is now Dwight's turn. He was about to attack until he had some shadowy hand stab his back. And he misses his swing with one of his attacks. Whoop. And he drops his D20.
Did he get a good roll?
Yes,
Orcs, hold on a second. I dropped my die.
Oh, hold on.
I'm rolling to see if I'm going to hit one of you, mother.
Anyways, so he rolls a D20, Suddenly, after he misses the first hit, he swings and does a flip, actually causing himself to crescent kick one of the orcs in the face and swing down with his left hand against this orc's chin, killing it instantly.
This was Dwight?
This was Dwight.
Dwight's so good.
Yeah. And it is now Philip's turn.
Yeah, the carry of Dwight is good. Too bad he's gonna die.
What?
Wow, okay.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to accidentally kill him.
Well, stop yourself.
Use your wisdom saving throw.
Well, okay, but, like, I'm killing stuff right now, so I don't have much control.
I feel like you're enjoying this.
Anyways, you're gonna roll?
Yeah, it was 13.
It was 13. Okay. You find yourself not waking back up a little bit, but still struggling. Like, you're still fighting in this weird metaphysical battle against the shadowy version. As you look closer, it's just a shadow version of yourself.
It's Nega Phillip.
That's right. And, but it's weird. It's like you, but it's also all of your fears and insecurities. It's all your problems, all your worries.
Isn't this like Star Wars?
It's a dry town.
And it actually seems to grow bigger and bigger the more it gets control over you. This is in your head, though. This is not in real life, but in the battle against you and your nega self.
When you say real life...
Like, in the battlefield, it's not like you're slugging this guy in front of all these orcs.
Okay. I thought you meant, like, it's not real life, like, it's not actually happening.
No, I'm just dragging you along until you build your new character. No, you're just being fucking decked at the moment. But you are still awake and still conscious. It's sort of like you're still fighting through. Pause now so you can say a cool line if you wish.
Like what?
Like, that's what he says.
That's your cool. That's your cool line for this segment. Anyways, think of another one for later. And it is now Steve's turn.
Oh, you're putting a lot of pressure on me. I gotta think of a cool line.
Just trying to make you participate. That's all. Anyways, it is now Steve's turn.
So, Steve.
You say that?
Yeah, that's what I think. So, Steve, what the fuck are you gonna do now? That's what I say to myself. And then, how close is all the enemies at this point?
Let me describe this a little bit better for you. You have all the other adventurers are attacking these orcs around you right now. And you seem to be at the front of this cluster. And you have adventurers and orcs fighting against each other. Not side by side. Against each other. They're fighting side by side. They're like, fuck this elven community. No. They're fighting against each other. As you're going through it, you see the cluster that's fucking up Dwight is about 30 feet in front of you. As you look further into the crowd, you see a familiar orc that you never thought you'd see again on the top of this cliff, commanding the other orcs.
Alfie. So, how far away is Alfie?
He's about 300 feet from you, in between a whole bunch of orcs.
That's perfect. With my crossbow, I shoot Alfie.
Roll the hit.
That was a 10. Then I shoot him again, and
Wait,
that was a 19.
How can you go twice?
It's part of his ability as a fighter.
I got 2 actions.
Now?
He can attack twice, yeah.
It's not like a spell or something?
Nope.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you look under your actions, it tells you how many times you can go. And you said you got a 19 that second time?
That's right.
So you shoot the first arrow, and it fires, and it lands in some orc's head. And I want you to roll for damage for that.
Okay, so that's 7.
Alright, and
for that one.
That grabs that orc's attention, and it's actually charging towards you now, and you shoot the 19, and it goes towards Alfie, but some sort of mirage causes it so that the arrow doesn't actually go towards Alfie anymore, and pierces through that orc's skull that was just charging you, that you just hit, and causing it to die.
That's cool. One down, 3,099 to go.
There wasn't that many, but okay. Anyways, so now it's some orcs' turns. And they try to attack Dwight, but apparently these are the lazy orcs because they're a bit tired now and they just missed every single attack. And Dwight's just sort of like swaying out of the way. Not intentionally, he's just really lost a lot of blood. And he's sort of like drunken master walking his way through these blows and not getting hit. And it is now the carrier's turn.
Okay, so I take my crossbow and I shoot one of the orcs near Dwight.
Okay. And what you get?
23 to hit.
Okay, and roll for damage.
11.
You shoot this orc in the head.
It dies.
No, he doesn't die. He
Why?
loses an eye, and he turns towards you and he starts charging. Yeah.
I do another thing. No, I'm joking.
You can only do one, unfortunately. And it is now. Let's see.
Philip's turn.
No, it's now Dwight actually. And
Dwight again.
he didn't go. He was just dodging.
I
And
see.
he goes to attack, and he sort of just falls over and hits the ground. And he's just surrounded by about 4 orcs now, and one of the orcs is now charging towards Decaria. And it's Philip's turn, and you're still witnessing this. You see an orc charging towards Decaria. You see 4 orcs about to kill this man who's just probably your strongest fighting force in this army. Steve just, shooting at this orc that seems to be like Alfie. And you're just stuck here in your head. Stuck in the back seat, and it just sucks because you're sort of like a backseat driver in your own body.
Yeah, but my body is killing all the orcs. So.
Alright, roll.
So it's not like I'm doing nothing.
This is true. But I want you to roll with some saving throw for me.
Yeah, it was 3.
It was a 3. So just as you're like starting to lose consciousness, you see that the shadowy figure now turns towards Steve. And he actually starts marching towards Steve and charging. And it goes and it attacks Steve, doing 5 damage to Steve after it punches him in the gut, causing Steve to buckle
Bugger
over.
up, Philip. You're supposed to fight orcs, not me.
Steve, it's now your turn.
So is Philip still there? Like he's still trying to attack me, sort of thing.
He just punched you in the gut, and you just toppled over a little bit.
I'm gonna go for knocking him out. Actually, the question is, what am I going to use? I'll use my greatsword, the one that's glowing because there's orcs everywhere.
Oh yeah, the one that's like a lightsaber at this point, just massively shining,
I got a 23.
and you're trying to knock him out.
Yeah, or at least convince him to go fight something that's not going to do as much damage to me, just to get him to back off, basically.
I feel like we were at this picture before where you try to knock someone out with your greatsword, but not the point. So what'd you roll?
I rolled a 23.
You rolled 23. So you go and you. Well, actually, what's your what was the actual roll without modifiers?
It was 23 minus 9.
So yeah, you go and you roll and you hit Philip, causing him to back up, but doesn't cause him to stop charging towards you.
It was 13 damage, by the way. So he's still coming towards me, huh?
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to see if I can just run towards Alfie and have Philip chase behind me.
So you start running, and the shadow seems to follow you for a little bit. And it is now Decarius. Well, actually, no, it's now the orc's turn. One of the orcs, they all start to stomp on Dwight, except for the one charging towards Decaria. And the one charging towards Decaria does, he swings with his great axe, and he does 9 slashing damage to you. It is now Decaria's turn.
Okay, so I use my ice knife
Mm-hmm.
at the guy that's charging
Okay.
towards me.
And roll for damage.
So it's 26.
Yep, definitely hits.
It's 5 damage.
Alright, so you do this ice knife and you sort of stab him right in the chest as he's attacking you.
Hold on. Because it flings at one creature and the shard explodes.
Okay.
Just by the way. And then the target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage.
So you stab it right in the chest, causing it to almost topple over. And then it explodes in its chest, killing it instantly.
Beautiful.
But you also should roll a dexterity saving throw. Because it was like right on top of you once it happened.
It doesn't affect me because I conjured it.
It doesn't say that.
A what? Saving throw?
Yeah, for dexterity.
16.
Alright, you just dodge the ice shards as it's flying past you.
Yay.
And let's see, it is now Dwight's turn. He picks himself up off the ground, but he can't seem to move too well. And Philip, it's your turn again.
15.
15. So, as you're being punched and choked, and you just suddenly take the shadowy arm that's around your neck and you throw him over your head. And you throw him onto the ground. And you start punching him in the throat like your father taught you to. And, you know, when you're raising pigs on the pig farm back east. And
that's how you raise a pig. You punch them like that.
Well, that's how you make barbecue.
Handle the pigs when they get out alive. Punch them in the throat.
That's right. You flip them over your head and you punch them in the throat. And you punch him in the throat, but you're still in this battle. But you find yourself getting more control. And the shadowy thing seems to get smaller and smaller. And you see, well, you don't see yourself because you're busy punching the shit out of your shadow self. But, Steve, I want you to roll a perception check for me.
That was an 8.
Alright, so you don't know this. You're still, like, charging through these orcs and ducking and jumping through. And you're assuming that Philip's still behind you. And you just keep moving towards Alfie. And I want you to roll a d20 for me.
5.
Alright, so you're moving through it, and suddenly you get stonewalled by about 3 different orcs in front of you.
Okay.
What do you do?
So, well, it's time for goddamn action. So, I have my greatsword in one hand and my great axe in the other hand.
I think they're both two-handed weapons.
Yeah, but I'm just showing off how jacked I am.
Alright.
Hey, give it up. You're not Dwight.
I guess he's just a little bit jealous, trying to compensate for his lack of muscles.
Then I try to do... Okay, fine. So they're two-handed weapons. I take my greatsword then, the one that's glowing like a lightsaber.
Okay.
And I try to do that sort of spinning sword move that Link does in Super Smash.
Okay. I mean, he does that in all of his games anyways, but okay.
Yeah, it's true, but I usually only use it in Smash. So,
Alright.
I rolled a 22 for that.
Great. Make the noise.
Yeah!
Alright, you got inspiration for that. And good, so you rolled a 22. So I want you to roll damage.
Alright, so it was 14.
14. Okay. So you cleave one in half and you scrape the other two, causing a little bit of damage to them. And it is now the carrier's turn.
Hold on, I still have another action. So...
Wait, actually, let me double check something. Technically, you used one of your actions with your dashing forward.
You're the one that told me that I got stopped.
Well, you're still dashing.
Okay. Fine.
So now is the carrier's turn.
No orcs. No orcs.
There's still the 3 orcs that are, like, trying to take down Dwight. Oh, you mean the orc's turn. Yes, actually, there's the orc's turn. Oh, okay. So you see these orcs are trying really hard to take down Dwight, and one of them just kicks Dwight, causing him to fall over. And he takes 4 damage, and it is now your turn.
Okay. So I'm using another 3rd level magic missile, and this time I only got 2.
Okay.
So that's what?
10.
10. Is there one that's already hurt? I feel like there is.
There is not in that group. There is in the group that's with Steve.
Okay, well then the one who just recently hit Dwight.
Okay.
I will do 10 damage.
So you shoot him, and all 5 of these missiles hit him into the back, causing the stumble forward a little bit, and then he turns around, grunts angrily, and he starts charging towards you.
Okay.
And now it is Dwight's turn, and he tries to get back up, and he stumbles again. He's not doing too great.
No, he's not. Do we have any healing stuff?
The only one who can heal is right now possessed by a shadow.
God damn it.
Yeah, I think you guys didn't stock up on potions or anything recently.
I don't think we did either.
We haven't stocked up on potions recently. There's no places that we went to that
You never asked.
potions.
Yeah, so now it is Philip's turn. And you're still punching your shadow self in the throat. You know, like the way you got pigs handled when they went out of line.
Now, does Philip see that Alfie is there, or there's an orc that's like Alfie?
He noticed some of this stuff, but he's been focused on, surviving and not
I'm
getting...
a little preoccupied.
trying not to get choked out.
Alright, fine.
I'm not doing very good, though. He got to me back in a chokehold.
What'd you roll?
3.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, he's somehow some Krav Maga. Now, I can't even fucking say it right now. We'll just cut that out.
That's like
Krav
that Cajun
Maga.
fight style.
Krav Maga. Somehow.
Krav Maga.
Krav Maga. He Krav Maga.
He did some Krav Maga.
So,
That
Krav
Cajun
Maga.
martial arts.
Krav Maga. God damn it. I can't even say it right now.
What does this mean?
It's a type of martial arts.
Oh, okay.
But fuck that. We'll just say some judo magic
He don't need to
bullshit.
know how. He whipped out some Krav Maga.
That's right. And he sort of grabs your fist as you're punching him, uses your weight, throws you over his head, and is now in reverse position where he's now punching you in the throat.
Oh, no, I'm the pig. Oh, damn Krav Maga.
And suddenly you hear a barking in your head.
I hear
Scott!
You hear barking. You see...
Scott was
Wait,
in you the
Scott's
whole
in my
time.
head?
He's coming to
You
save
see this
you.
tiny dog jump out of some sort of distant memory and start attacking this Nega version of yourself.
Aw.
And he's just ripping into it. And he does 6 damage to your Nega self.
Whoa.
Can you describe the dog for the listeners?
The dog is, you see this sort of this tiny beagle looking thing. And it looks tinier than Scott normally would look. But it's like a baby version of Scott.
Wait,
And
Scott's a beagle?
Like a puppy? Or a baby?
I'll let you decide. But,
Like a human baby?
no, it's like a puppy. It's like a puppy, smartass. And it's just ripping into this thing.
It's like Scott, but imagine if Scott was a human baby.
That's right. Yeah, it's
It's
scary.
like the baby runs over there and starts beating him up.
That's right. This baby knows Krav Maga. Anyways.
Oh, the Krav Maga, that's better than his Krav Maga.
Alright. So, yeah, and we're going to pan out of you for right now.
Now with the ads. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. It's actually pretty cool. They got transitions in there for you. They've got, different background musics you can put in. There's a lot to play with. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hey everybody, it's Chris, your DM, and your best friend, and whatever else you want to call me this evening, or day, or whenever the fuck you listen to this. I hope you all are enjoying this episode. I just want to give a quick shout out to Desk and Day Jobs on Twitter, and that's the only character I used this episode, which was General Dwight. But I hope you all are enjoying this episode, and if you guys keep sharing it with your friends, your family, anyone else, people you hate even, I don't care. Just share it, spread the news, make them listen to it, because I find that it's the only way that will ever get known is because you guys keep sharing, and we just keep getting more and more people listening every day, and I can't thank you all enough for that. So anything you can do by helping share the show or do what you can to help put the show out there. If I can see it and see what work you've done, I'll definitely try to make a character for you all. I can't promise that you'll definitely make it onto the show anytime soon anyways, but I have this huge list that I'm working through. I've finally made it to over 100 people I need to make characters for. Holy shit. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this episode. Next week's episode should come out on, I believe it's October 4th, I think. It's the first weekend of October 3rd. It'll come out on October 3rd, so I hope you all enjoy it. And yeah, thank you for listening. And go back to Steve, who's now has 2 angry orcs and 2.5 orcs. It's not as funny as the show as 2.5 men. But yeah.
Orc. Orc.
Yeah. Anyways, you have 2 orcs in front of you.
Here's my question. Which one did I chop in half?
One. Well, which direction did you spin?
In the all direction. Okay.
Did you start to the right or to the left?
I imagine myself having the sword in my right hand and starting to the left, I guess.
On your left? Okay. That's weird. But anyways, so you swing with your left. So yeah, you killed the one immediately to your left. Or sorry, that was on your right. You swung left, killed the one on that end. That makes sense.
Yeah, okay, that's how I imagined it. So I could just run around these 2 now, right?
I mean, you can try, but it gives them a chance to attack you.
Fine, I'll just kill them. Okay, that's what you wanted, right? So I do the kiosk thing again.
Okay. Roll the attack.
I had an 18.
You got an 18. All right, so you do it again and roll for damage.
11.
All right, so you cut down the next one in half, but the other one's still standing.
I'm still standing.
Am I on again?
Anyways.
Okay. So then I stab his face with my greatsword.
Okay.
And so that's 19.
Alright, roll for damage.
14.
Alright, so you just stab this orc right in the fucking face after you chop down both of its friends. And I like to imagine you swung one direction, then you swung the next direction, then you just stabbed this one in the face. Yeah, it's dead. And it's now the other orc's turns. The one charging towards Tecaria actually trips over one of his fallen comrades and lands in its blood. And he gets back up. And the other orcs keep trying to attack Dwight, but he seems to keep rolling in pain and somehow keeps dodging their feet. Just like some magical dexterity wizard. And it is now Tecaria's turn.
So I do another magic missile, and I did a 4.
Alright, what level spell?
2nd level, so it's 4.
Okay. And you did this on the one that is charging you, or?
Yes, to kill him. Is he already hurt or no?
Well, you just killed him. He's now dead.
Okay.
So the orc is now dead, and there's only 2 orcs around Dwight now. And do you want to do a perception check at this point, or do you want to? What do you plan to do next as your course of action?
Well, I want to kill the remaining ones.
And it is now Dwight's turn, and let's see if he gets back up this time. Okay, well, he stumbles to his knees, and he seems to be standing, or kneeling, and he's just not doing too great. And it is now Philip's turn. 8, okay. Well, you keep trying to get better hold of your nega self. It tosses Scott off its arm. And Scott goes to attack, but then the nega self bitch slaps Scott out of the way. He goes back to punching you in the throat. And he actually stops for a second, and he realizes that you care more about the dog than you do for your own self. And he starts walking towards Scott. I want you to roll a d20 for me.
3.
Okay. And you struggle. You struggle, and you start crawling. And you try to get up, but it's just like you took too many blows to the neck. Like, your throat's just fucked. It's like so many loads just hit you. But, you...
God damn it.
Sorry. And you keep crawling, and you're crawling, but you're not moving fast enough. Scott gets up, struggling, and he's just shaking on his paws. And as the nega version of yourself gets closer to Scott actually jumps and lashes at his throat. And he does 12 damage to your nega version of yourself, ripping at his throat and causing your nega self to fall backwards. And I want you to do another wisdom saving throw for me.
21.
And you suddenly just, like, all of this pain and this dark feelings you had just went away. You suddenly just backflip somehow onto your feet. You are feeling a lot better. And you go up to your nega version of yourself that Scott is choking the shit or biting the shit out of in his neck. And you just start punching the shit out of this thing. And I'm going to pause now for your cool line.
Don't you ever touch my dog.
And you just and you just gut punch this version of yourself, and your hand goes right through it. And it's like it's coughing up this black liquid onto you. And you're not sure what exactly is going on, but you start to get control over your body again. And outside, you guys actually start seeing this version of Philip just sort of like falls to the floor, starts running around in circles, and he's just tossing back and forth, and he's coughing up this black liquid. Philip actually starts to return back to his normal self. Philip, you find yourself now in control of your body with this black sort of gunk trying to crawl away from you as fast as it can.
Quick, put it back in the container.
So is it like the Spider-Man Venom?
It's similar to that, whereas like you have this thing that's crawling away, and you see it starts crawling towards an orc.
Oh, that's not good.
So what do you do? Also, you notice that Scott is no longer just inside your head, and this tiny version is actually right beside you.
Yay, Scott. So I take my short sword and I stab like the black gunk and like stab him to the ground.
Alright, roll the hit.
14.
Alright, so you stab into this thing. It's just like it was brutally murdered inside your head. And didn't really have much life force left. And you stab right into it, and it just sort of burns away into ash and blows into the wind. And it's no longer in existence.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
You now find yourself in front of this orc that it was crawling towards. And it's one of those giant red orcs that you may or may not have recognized from before. But it seems even more massive than any of the other orcs. And the other orcs are giving it space because it grunts in this language that just doesn't seem normal to anything. And it just says, in common to you, you me now. And it drops this, it has this rod in its hand attached to this chain, which is attached to this big spiky metal ball. And it just drops it, causing this crater into the ground. And starts swinging it over his head. And we're going to put pause on you and go over to Steve now. So, Steve, you now have, you killed these 3 orcs, and you also notice that the other orcs aren't really paying attention to you, but sort of turn their attention and are enclosed in this circle around this giant red orc.
And I go, well, I'm not going there. And I run towards Elfie.
Okay. Wow. And now it is the character, or actually, yeah. So now we have.
How close am I now?
You're about, let's say, 200 feet away.
I feel like I ran one.
Well, you ran for a bit, then you started fighting for a bit, so you may feel tired, but you know, still got more running to do.
Jeez.
The 2 orcs attack Dwight. Oh boy. And they do 12 damage to Dwight, and they kick him back over, and he's not looking good at all. And Decaria, it's just you, these 2 orcs, and Dwight in that area. As you notice, all the other orcs are either gone past you at this point, or they're turned to that circle where you see this giant red orc. What do you do?
So I'm gonna use my magic missile again, and damage is 5.
And this is
that's 4. So
okay.
20.
So 20. All right, and then this is a 2nd level. Okay, cool. So you shoot, and you attack one of these orcs, and it falls over and it dies. And
but I have 20.
Yeah, you did 4 damage, and it just murders this orc. And you see this other missile hits the other orc, but doesn't kill it.
Okay.
And its attention goes to you, but then it goes back to Dwight, seeing that it's almost dead. It's now Dwight's turn. And Dwight somehow pushes himself back up with his crescent wrench. He turns around, and he goes to swing his crescent wrench, and he misses. And he swings a 2nd time, hitting the orc right in the chin, doing... Okay, well, he doesn't do a lot of damage. He hits him in the chin, causing the orc to move jerkily, but the orc just rubs his face and is getting ready to attack again. And Philip, it's now your turn back in this fighting circle with this giant red orc, and it's just you and Scott.
Okay. So I look at the giant red orc, and I said, "Bring it on, bitch." And then the short sword that was in my hand, I just drop it, and that doesn't count as an attack or an action or anything.
Thank you for telling me this. Yes. Okay.
Okay. So then I pull out Jeff.
Okay.
And then for everyone at home, that's my sword and my rapier, by the way.
Okay.
So I take it out, and then I run at the big red orc, and I slash at his big fat belly.
Okay. Roll the hit.
22.
All right. So you succeed in slashing on his big fat belly, and I want you to roll for damage.
12.
12. So you cut into him, and he starts to bleed a little bit, but he's just sort of chuckles it off and goes like, "Haha, you call that a hit?" And did you want Scott to do anything, by the way?
Well, I get to do 2 attacks per action.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Fine. Let me double check that. Not that I don't.
I'm looking at it right now.
It's not that I don't believe you. It's just I need to look for myself.
Because you don't
can't.
believe me.
All right. Fine.
But I think using Scott would take up one of his actions, though. You tell Scott to do something.
Yeah, this is true.
If Scott does something on his own, I think that's up to you. But
Oh, actually, having Scott do something actually doesn't count as one of your actions.
Okay.
oh, okay.
How big is he? Like, where's Like, how high up is his arm?
So let's say the orcs are normally about 6 feet tall. This one's about 8 feet tall.
Okay, so he's not, like, super big.
Yeah, compared to you.
I take my sword, and the arm that he's wielding the stone mace thing in,
Oh, okay, sure.
I slash, like, at that arm, but, like, you know, like, where his chest meets his arm, like, where his armpit is.
Like here? Fair enough. So you slash him right in between his collarbone and his shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll to attack.
It's a 17 to hit.
Okay, roll for damage.
8.
Alright, so you cut into that, and it definitely hurts him a little bit. And he just throws his stick to his other hand, and he starts swinging his Morning Star. And he aims, and he throws it at you. He misses you completely, and it is now Steve's turn.
Cool. It's my turn. All right. So I am now running towards Alfie still, and I want to see if I can get to at least 120 feet of him.
What's your movement speed?
30 feet walking.
So do you dash twice then?
Hold on. So he's 200 feet away from me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think what I do is I dash once, and then I aim with my crossbow again and try to hit him.
Okay, go for it.
And that's an 18.
Alright, so you shoot, and as you shoot, it goes through that sort of mirage thing again, and sort of goes back towards you. It just barely misses you by going in between your legs.
Damn.
And now it is the last orc remaining. And he goes to attack Dwight. But it seems like he may have a concussion because he can't seem to move correctly. And it's now the carrier's turn.
Okay, so I use my final magic missile on this orc.
Okay.
And it's 5 times 4, so 20.
Yeah, so you just murder this orc. Like, you shoot him, and body parts just get, thrown off of him.
Awesome.
And it is dead, and Dwight's laying on the ground. Or he's standing up now, actually, so what do you do?
Well, I don't have any healing or anything. So, I mean, I can say, like, hey, like, how much more, what is it? Wait, what is there? Like,
HP?
Yeah, how much HP do you still have?
He spits out...
He's just laying on the ground, almost dead. You killed the orc. Hey!
You okay? You almost dead.
So, Gabie, let me ask you this in real life. How much hit points do you have left, Gabie, as a person?
Me?
In real life.
Yes, in real life.
Like, you want to know?
No. He means if some random person comes up to you on the street and asks you.
Well, we're in war. Okay, it's like in war, you'd obviously be like, hey, like, how damaged are you? Like, are you gonna... like,
Okay.
Well, phrase the question
That's
like
fine.
that.
You can say that.
How damaged are you?
My family left me when I was a kid.
Well, anyways.
But besides the point.
I feel like he would understand.
So he gets up and he spits out about...
He was already up.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He was already up. So he turns to you.
You should ask him, are you hurt? While he's coughing up blood.
So he turns to you and he spits out 5 teeth and he goes, I'm doing just fine, with 2 thumbs up, and he looks like he's about to faint.
Okay, so can I yell to Philip? Can I, say, Philip?
I mean, you could, but you don't know that he's out of his shadow figure or not.
I feel like I have a feeling.
You have a feeling?
I have a feeling that he might be okay now.
Okay. Well, you can shout. You want to roll a d20 and see what happens?
Sure.
Yeah, see, Dickory, I didn't need to go to a witch doctor and have this whole big thing to cure my monster. I just did it myself.
Scott did it? You just...
Hey, Scott helped me, but I did it too. And
Okay.
Scott is part of me.
So 15.
So you yell, and Philip hears you.
Does Philip respond to my need? To, like, my call?
So, as you're yelling, you realize that Philip is stuck in this circle of orcs. And they're all just watching as he's fighting this giant red orc. And Philip's just sort of, well, actually, I'll let Philip do what Philip wants to do. But you hear her shout.
I hear Dacaria.
Yeah.
Okay, so without taking my eyes off of the big red orc, I yell, I'm a little busy.
And it is now Philip's turn.
Wait.
Dwight, you guys are not in combat right now.
So Dwight didn't go?
He's about to fall over. He's right next to you.
Okay.
And the orcs, I mean, he could go.
But he didn't answer my question of how many HP points does he have.
He just turned to you, spit out 5 teeth, and went like, I'm doing okay.
Gabby.
It's hit points. That's what HP stands for.
How many hit points do you have? See?
Alright, fine.
So Steve, sorry, not Steve. So Philip, what do you do?
I attack the big orc's other arm, the one that he's holding the mason now. I slash his arm again, same place. But on the other arm, you know what do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like the same place I did, but on his other arm now.
Okay, roll the hit.
It was 12.
Okay. So you go to his swing, and he rolls away from your blade just as you do so, and it misses him. And you have another attack if you want to try again.
In my head, I'm thinking, actually, like, I went to slash at his arm, and he kind of just, like, moved his arm back so my blade didn't hit. Because I think he's a little too big to be rolling around.
Well, he's not rolling. Like, you go to swing, and instead of it hitting him, he just rolls his shoulder, and it just misses.
Okay. So he kind of, like, left his side open, though.
Yeah.
So then I slash at his side.
And roll the hit.
So close. 17.
Alright, and roll for damage.
13.
Alright, so you slash across his slide. You slash across his slide. You slash across his side this time. It does all sorts of damage. He's bleeding a lot now, actually. And, but he still doesn't look like he's fazed by all of this. As you realize his body is just riddled with scars. Like, he looks like he's had a fight or two. Maybe 3. But it looks like he has quite a few bouts. And he...
You look like you might have had 3 fights before.
Oh, boy. And he goes to attack you, but suddenly he just sort of falls over. And I want you to roll a dexterity saving throw for me.
23.
Oh, fuck. Okay, fine. So you sort of roll, or no, actually you flip out of the way as he falls over and he just lands on the ground. And it's like he's just suddenly died. And you can't figure out what happened because you're sure your blade didn't kill him.
It was diabetes.
Yes, an orc doctor comes up. And he comes up and he tells you he had a heart attack. And that's how he died. But anyways, now you have this giant red corpse and you're surrounded by about 30 orcs. And Steve is nowhere to be seen. And Dacaria is busy trying to help this other person who's almost dead. And that's actually all we're going to do for this episode of Dungeon Tales. So I hope you all had a good time. And we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.